Okay, this lesson is very brief, but it's very effective in evaluating what some would call an axiom, something that's established or considered self-evidently true. So for us, let's look at the axiom that is often made in Reformed or Calvinist circles, regeneration precedes faith. Okay, so let's look at 5 categories. We won't need more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's look at our finite verb, if there is one involved in this. Let's look at a participle, which you know those are both adverbial and adjectival. That is, this is a language-based apologetics. These are things we learned as early as elementary. We didn't quite find them useful, perhaps, because in a lot of hermeneutics we aren't called upon to use our languages. And then let's look at texts that might help us that speak of this, like John 20:31, 1 John 5:1, and then 1 Corinthians 4:15. And now, I taught some of you about this TMQ. You want to target, meet, and qualify. And then when you do this, you target one at a time, you meet it, engage it, evaluate it, and then you qualify it. Either you improve it. And when we get to qualify, what we want to do is we want to do the D3, define. Let me go over here. So we want to define, document, and disclose the fallible elements. I'll just say our fallibles. So let's do that. Now you see how quickly this takes place. Let's just target the first category, finite verb. So is faith here, are we speaking of a finite verb? And we have a text that has both the finite verb and the participle in it. When we go and look at this, we'll notice the gospel, the purpose of the gospel to have been written and remain on record. Specifically the signs that Jesus had performed. We now have scripted signs. They've been scripted, perfect tense, and remain scripted, remain on record. And the purpose of that is in order that we might believe, finite verb, that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and that believing, participle, as ones who are believing, we might have life through his name. You go to 1 John 5:1, it places being fathered out from God prior to the participle, but not the finite verb. That's very close, however. And then this says we're fathered through the gospel. There's numerous people and several different forms of Calvinism, apparently, where assertions are made the gospel, a person's regenerated prior to faith into the gospel. So this didn't take long to find that if we set it up the way we've learned by going through each of these steps. So pick the first category, target it, meet it, then qualify it, define, document, disclose. Go and look. You find in John 20:31 participle. You find in 1 John 5:1 participles. Find a perfect tense verb there from genao, fathered, and then here fathered through the gospel. So if you go through each one, it sounds quick and efficient. It's very thorough and exhaustive. And now we learn that we have the gospel is first. So then we have the next thing is the verb to believe, G 4100. You need to have that. You should have that down by now. That's Strong's number. So believe, finite verb. So we'll put finite verb here. And then we have genao. I don't have the number of that one. That is, I'm still somewhat spoiled with Greek. So then we're fathered, and then we have the participle here that follows. And we've learned that's a gerundive noun. There. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and of course we have our D3 done. So there we go. So you can then go Q, E, D, which is our proof. We write that once we've made a proof. So that's enough. I really kind of want to leave it for you to finish the work and go through it for yourself. But when you see something like this that is such a large hinge or such a large foundation upon which Reformed theology or Calvinism, and certainly not a result of being anti-Calvinist. There's a lot of anti-Calvinists, whatever that is, who spew a lot of anti-Calvinism, just like people do with anti-Arminianism or anti-Molinism or anti-Lutheranism, whatever it is. But anti is really not the work to evaluate. So when you get over here to meet, we have full scope evaluation, confirmative evaluation, formative evaluation, summative evaluation. We have meta evaluation. That's a very thorough work there to then come to be able, we can define, document, disclose fallables within this and bridge the knowledge gap. So the axiom is not self-evidently true, and it's not actually infallible. So have a blessed day.